Good morning, YouTube. I hope you were doing well. Week 3 of the summer holiday cuts. Another, generally, as far as things go, good week in the books. I don't think there's anything really to complain about. I am definitely more fatigued than I have been at the end of this week. I think there's been some busy shifts at work, and that's always a hard balance because we're still doing 30 hours a week at the part-time job. That's still part-time, right? Pretty much. And between that, coaching and trying to keep up with training and trying to keep up with everything else, admin, life admin, housework, trying to stay social, spend time with the missus, all of this, it's a hard balancing act, isn't it? But I would say we're doing pretty well on that. I think I felt overwhelmed a few months back, but right now I feel like I'm managing it. I'm taking it all in my stride, which is a positive. And I hope that you feel the same way in whatever it is that you're chasing, whether that is a training goal or whether that is something else. One thing that is important to note, I would say, is that this is something that you get better at with time, right? Progressive overload in the gym. One thing that I've realized is that applies everywhere. So the amount of responsibility you take on at work, right? You take a little bit more and it's a bit uncomfortable and you're a bit unsure of your ability to keep up with that. But then over time you get better and then you step into the role and then things are good, right? It could be a new relationship, right? In the beginning it's a bit overwhelming, it's a bit confusing, you don't really know how to navigate it, and then you settle and then things fall into place, hopefully, right? That's the way that they should go anyway. So you're just always expanding into this next area of discomfort, right? And it's important that you do that because if you're not doing that, it's probably shrinking, right? Oh, bless me. But anyway, average weight is down significantly. It's been a good week. Still ticking all the boxes. Still, thus far, been pretty textbook. Like I said, it's probably a bit of fatigue in the background is the only issue. The hunger's definitely there most days of the week. But anyone that's really dieted for a long amount of time, you kind of learn to just be very comfortable with that, right? It's not like a starving, it's not so much food focused that I'm not thinking about anything else, right? But it is always there, and especially because I work around food, right? I work in a restaurant. That is a challenging situation because I'd fucking love to just scram whatever's in front of me, right? But I can't do that because I've got a goal, and unfortunately I want to be a skinny queen for in the summer, right? So that's what we're working towards. Am I even in the center of the shot? I don't even think I'm in the center of the shot. Have I done this entire intro? In fact, I was talking back here. I'm basically in the dark as well. Let's bring you a little bit closer. I'm still not in the center of the shot. Fantastic. It's better, but it's still dark. There we go. That's better. Yeah, one thing that I want to talk about in this video, as I usually do, like the vlog will usually have a bit of an overarching message, or at least I try for it to have that. And I want this one to really be about how I stay motivated and so why I'm doing this, right? And how I stay motivated through doing this. That's what I want to talk about. There's going to be a leg day in this video. But the first thing, more bike modification. A bike just needs to go in the bin. But I'm nothing if not resourceful, right? We're going to change a chain, attempt to put some new gears on it. I've never done it before, so it's probably going to go terribly. And I might not even have a bike by the end of this video. We shall see. But first things first, I need a cup of tea, all right? Because fuck it hell, I need to wake up, get going, right? It's 11 a.m, right? Give me a break, I'll work late. I'm not an early riser. I'd love to be, but with the current lifestyle I've got, that would be unwise. But I need to get going, right? Because things need to fucking... I've also got a food shop, meal prep, do my laundry today. And if any check-ins coming early, I need to jump on those as well. It's a busy day, but every day is a busy day. Well, a busy day. Let's go. Let's get it. Right then, let's go to the bloody garden so we can go and fix me bike for the 75th time this year. I probably will invest in a new one at some point. Probably. Maybe. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that's fresh. Ooh, which makes me want to move some fucking weight, doesn't it? Right, are we gonna do, we'll do it up here. It's gonna be much better for the viewing experience because, oh, it's actually, oh, it's cold here. Cold here, warm here. Cold here, warm here. There we go. That's better. It's because as much as it does look nice, being British spring, it is still cold. It might be a little bit warmer, give it a couple hours, middle of the day. But until then, staying in the hoodie. Now, I've got to figure out how to apply a gear shifter to the bike and how to change a chain. I don't know how to do either of those things, but today we're gonna learn, because you should never stop learning. Right, and it is a bit of an inconvenience having a bike that barely fucking works and I have to keep changing things on it. However, the one bonus that there is, I'm learning things. And I would be telling a lie if I didn't say that tinkering away with the bike and figuring out how it works, it's a bit fun. That inner child in me that was curious and wanted to fix things and take things apart and figure out how everything works, right? My parents would always say, one thing that I kept asking all the time was, why is the sky blue? Just because it is, but why? Why is this like this? Because of this. Yeah, but why? Why? Which is probably really bloody annoying, but I think it's a trait that a lot of people miss, is that childish curiosity. Right? What am I even talking about? I don't know. Let me go and get the bike. So that is the bike kind of repaired, new chain fitted. The gears we wasn't able to fix because I'm missing a part, right? So not the fucking end of the world. Right, we're gonna go get meal one now with grubby hands, which is good. Let's build the immune system, right? Good for the immune system. Okay, so that is the snack meals or the easy prepare meals prepared for today as well. Bike prepared, food is ready to go. I'm gonna now have a little chill. I've also done a couple check-ins that were sent on time, nice and early. So yeah, I'm gonna have a little chill now before we get the second meal in, and then I'm gonna cycle down to Sainsbury's to get the food for the bigger food prep that I'm doing after I go train tonight, and then we're staying on top of things, yeah? So I'll check back in with you in meal for the next meal, and then again talk a little bit about what I mentioned at the start of the video, which was why I keep doing this, what the motivation is, and my perspective on training, right, and where I think it should be in the world, and frankly why I think everyone should be doing it, and yeah, some perspective maybe that might be different if any of you are thinking about getting into training, or if you're struggling with staying motivated and staying committed. There's some things that I think about when things get hard, right? So yes, pre-training meal going in, Diet Coke, got a little bit of mouth pleasure, if you know what I mean. Let's get it. Also, little hack, not hack, but something that can make food seem a little bit interesting again. Cream of rice, freeze it, trust me. It actually tastes better, or different. So then, especially as I'm not actually competing this time, I'm just going on holiday, which of course looking good on holiday is a motivation, right? I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. But if I was doing it just to look good on holiday, I wouldn't be getting as lean as I probably am going to. I wouldn't be challenging or testing myself as much as I am. In a wider sense, why is it that I like bodybuilding? Yeah, looking good, building a physical body, a physique that I think is sick, was the initial motivation, as well as feeling better about myself, trying to get laid. This is something that uncomfortably most people won't admit, but for me, as a nerdy virgin in his teenage years, yes, that was absolutely one of the reasons why I thought building a bit of muscle might help me to get laid. And did it? I don't know, not really. Not maybe precisely that, I wouldn't say. The person I became through the process of chasing that probably helped. But no, another big factor for me is health and longevity. I want to be around for a long time if I'm given the opportunity. And also, not just around for a long time, I also want to be around for a productive time. I want to be around for a fit and healthy time, right? I don't just want to live a long time, but by the time I'm in my 60s, 70s, be completely fucked and my body's broken. No, I want to get to that age and then be able to still be active, still get around. Through keeping my body strong, resilient, eating the right things, focusing on sleep, focusing on my mental health, focusing on my physical health. That encompasses all of those things. But again, if that was the main focus, would I be getting so lean? Would I be trying to get a lot bigger? No, probably not. So bodybuilding, it's an art form, it's a sport, somewhere in the middle, a hybrid, producing this look. That's incredibly motivating, being able to one day compete at that. Because I am, to some degree, a competitive person, in some aspects, and that will scratch an itch. I also love learning about that, learning about the process, the intricacies. I like the fact that there's a lot to learn. I like the fact there's a lot to apply, and it's problem solving. There's a bit of maths. There's a bit of, especially in coaching, it's like interpersonal relations, problem solving actively. Because it's not just eat less, move more, because everybody knows that you need to do that, right? It's how do I get a tune out of this person? How can I reframe this plan to get what I need from this person right now and what they need from themselves? Love all of that, love it all. But another thing for me is that this pursuit is fucking difficult. It's a grind. It takes years and years and years of preparation and effort and following on the lifestyle. It's a grind. Been doing it for a long time, day in, day out, building up the reps over the long period. And with that comes a lot of purpose, right? There's always the next milestone, there's always the next goal. That keeps me happy. The lifestyle, for the most part, keeps me happy. There are periods that are hard. There are periods that I question, do I just want to be quote unquote normal? But I've lived normal. I've also lived further the other side of normal. I've lived borderline alcoholic. I've lived borderline fat person. Take it all the fucking time. Partying all the time. I wasn't happy. Like this in the moment, but I had the foresight to see where that lifestyle was going to lead me. What sort of problems I'll get later on. Some health conditions. Would my life amount to much if I kept living that way? No. And that's the thing that I questioned in a video before, is that people that claim to be happy, leading unhealthy lifestyles, are they actually happy, or is that lifestyle just a cope? Are they just constantly escaping reality because there's something about it that they can't face, right? I don't know. It's a much deeper question. You know, me, monkey brain, I can't answer that. I can't answer it. I want you to think about it, especially if you're someone or know someone. It's like, I'm happy getting pissed every weekend, bro. I love beer. I love getting on it. But they can't go any length of time without it, right? There are people that love beer. I love beer. But can you go without? Or is there a necessity to escape every single weekend? Because if you're only happy drunk, you're not happy. In reality, most of the time you're not happy, so therefore you're probably not happy, right? Me leading this lifestyle, I am happy. So much so, it's got to the point that where I actually don't even crave a beer that much. I'm craving food, but again, not necessarily unhealthy food. I just want more food, right? Good food. I just want to, I just love to dig into a steak or slurp up a ramen bowl or fucking have some pasta, even have a pizza, right? Be that a greasy Domino's or an authentic Italian fucking sourdough base pizza. That's where we're at. But yes, and now some perspective, because a lot of you are probably thinking, I agree, Jake, I agree. But you will know as well as I do, there are periods of time where even having these opinions, it starts to get hard, it starts to get tough. And we begin this question, do we want to continue on this path? The same way that people who are considering change question, do they want to change their habits because that's what they're comfortable in, right? Comfort does not equal happiness. Not all of the time. There has to be more, there has to be meaning, there has to be purpose. Unfortunately, as humans, we're aware of these things, we're conscious of these things. We can't just live like a cat and dog and be happy. Well, maybe some people can. Desire, attachment to things, this is the cause of mental suffering. And if you eradicate that, maybe you can just be happy living. But I want to input some meaning in there. Some perspective. There is somebody who is currently undergoing cancer treatment who would love to be in a healthy and sound body without the problem, without the elephant in the room, without having to take drugs and chemotherapy courses that make them feel like shit all the time. They did not get a choice. They didn't choose that. They didn't choose to experience that. Someone who was paralysed from an accident that wasn't their fault, they now can't use their legs. They'll probably love to go through a leg day. It would be a dream that they would be given the opportunity to once again have use of their legs and take their legs for a leg. They didn't choose to be in an accident. Take someone who is a genetic disorder that's progressively got worse, and know at some point they're going to lose their physical faculty, maybe their mental, maybe it's dementia, maybe they're going to remember who they are. They didn't choose that. No, not in all cases, but in many. You and I have the opportunity to go and do the hard thing now, go and do the less exciting thing now, go and eat the boring diet now, which isn't boring if you actually follow it, you start to enjoy it. You go to bed on time, not perfectly, just most of the time, enough that you're actually healthy and sound, that may prevent you then going through the hard thing that you didn't choose, right? People that are skipping legs because it's hard or because it's painful, or next time you're in a set and you want to quit before the last couple reps have gone, right? Remember, we get to choose to do this, and we are blessed to be able to do this. There is somebody out there that would love to do what you're doing, but they can't because of something that they didn't choose. That is some straight to the point, harsh, tough love, right? We can't complain, right? And that's something that I'm trying to observe in myself, because I do complain quite regularly. Oh, I'm hungry, oh, I wish I did, oh, woe is me. You can choose to do this, right? And you feel better in the end. You look sick on a beach. You get all of these rewards for doing so. You did something that was difficult, but you get rewards for that. You get status for that. People look at you and think that's sick. Some people are going for a very hard thing, such as a cancer treatment, just to survive, just to carry on existing, right? They don't get to choose. They have to do that or they die. Perspective. That's why I love this shit, because it's hard, but it's a good kind of hard. Because I say it's hard, this isn't hard. Eating healthy, training hard isn't hard. Some shit that's going on around the world right now, or some of the worst things that happen to you, that's hard. This isn't hard. This is easy.
Tesco car insurance with club card prices. Until the 15th of May 2026, you can save 10% on a Tesco card.
So we are back at the humble abode. We have the food shopping back home. Amazon parcel. This is a bike cover and a book. Right, live unboxing. Let's go. Oh, if I could get it, my fingers. This is what I mean about the weather. It looks nice outside, but my fingers are literally fucking frozen. Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Bit of a woo book. But we go and fucking read it anyway. Let's see if there's anything of value. And yes, a bike cover. That's about as exciting as my Amazon orders will get. I don't really buy many things, and to be honest, I only added the book so that the bike cover will come sooner after I replace the parts on the bike, but it's essential that I don't leave it out to rust again, because that's where we got into the problem in the first place. So, other than that, nothing much more to note. We're just gonna food prep now. So, time lapse time. Let's go. The bananas is fucked. That's definitely damage on the way home. Oh well, fuck it.